My name is Martin Klaassen and welcome to the interview sessions with the virtual lighting design community. My next guest is Claudia. Welcome.
Thank you.
For those who don't know you, maybe you can give a bit of background, who you are, where you are in this world and what you do in your daily life.
I'm a lighting designer from Peru. I'm an architect. I've been in this profession like 20 years almost. I don't want to count, but a lot. And I didn't study lighting design. I teach myself,
Right.
So I'm an architect and I begin to investigate because there's no career in Peru of lighting design.
Okay.
So I have the fortune to be working in Targetti while I was in the university, and there was Giancarlo Gastoldi there, and he began to teach me. And then, as I said yesterday, I bought the Made of Light book from Jonathan Spears and Mark Mayer, and I begin to read it.
Right.
And then I go to the James Turrell installations, and that's the way I begin.
Right.
I begin the profession in Peru where nobody even hired a lighting designer. So there's a lot of years.
Right. Now, you mentioned already that you were active yesterday. You were part of the Light Talks and you did a big presentation about light festivals. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that?
I like lighting design. I like a lot the idea of the experience. Since I do churches or every little project, all the time I think is how the people is going to experience this. And I also always think and said that the architecture is physics there. The light is more, emotional. And if I make a mistake, I can switch off the light. No, that is a joke.
Yeah.
But it's more emotional. So that's why with technology, I begin to move more into experience lighting, like in installations. So for that, how I found that? Because I begin to travel and see light festivals, and the light festivals were amazing. The first one I saw was in London, and then I begin to go around to see even, I need to experience why the rain room have a 7 hours queue, and I stepped there 7 hours.
Yeah.
Because
You did?
yes, because I always tell the rest of the people that I talk to about this is, if there's a person that can wait 7 hours to see an installation, it's because it's important. So I was analyzing how the people act in these kind of installations to begin to create my permanent lighting interactive installations.
Yes. I saw some of them yesterday. I happened to be able to see your presentation yesterday, so I saw some of your fantastic project with the interaction of how kids get this magic of light. Can you say something about those projects?
Oh yes, well, after seeing all these light festivals and go around, I begin to think there's the media facades a lot around the world, and I was bored because it was a loop of video. And I said, what if the people get involved of what happened in the facade? So, and do it permanent. I met Dominic Harris, that is a closer friend from Cinemote Studio in UK years ago. And I said to him, let's do an installation in Lima because I need to test it. And we do DJ Light. That was big spheres for Christmas. And 40 days, it was not permanent. And I went there all the 40 days. And there were people that return and begin to tell these stories about aura, was it only a camera and a loops of video, but the thing that do on people make me think that we can do it permanent. So the first project that we do was the stadium, the interactive stadium. So it was a contest of 3 companies, 3 designers, and I realized what happened on the stadium. Everybody goes and shouts because they are so emotional what happened there. So we create an interactive program that catch the noise inside, and we create some like shows that triggers. So if you see the Mexican wave inside, you see the Mexican wave in the facade with light.
Nice.
And that was amazing. It's like nobody think about this before.
But I think when you do your project that's you bring an element of magic because
Yes.
people go there and it's all this wow sort of thing. But on a more serious note, this fair here is about innovative lighting design. It's about sustainability of the future and seamless integration. These themes, what does it mean for you within your realm of lighting
Well,
projects?
innovating lighting design is not about using technology, because there are some people that mistake that. Innovating lighting design, I think, is more about thinking outside the box. You know,
Yeah.
because you can be really creative and innovating if you don't have the tools. Because a simple thing, I saw projects in these awards that with a simple thing you create something that you saw it and says wow. So it's not about the technology. I always said, because everybody saw my projects like I use a lot of technology and I have the budget. No. We came from Peru. We never have the budget. We never have the
Not
perfect
only in
client.
Peru, by the way.
Yeah, you know. So we are really creative to change the things. And okay, we use technology, but sometimes we use simple technology, like in the stadium. It was only, we do like a noise capture and put it on the computer with C++, something really easy to do. So that is innovation. Innovation design is thinking outside the box. And sustainability, of course, this depends on don't spend too much when you can, these
Less
days.
is more.
Yes, but what I'm thinking is this is our concept that it's like years ago already. I don't know
It
why
should be
we
in
need
our
to
blood,
remember.
right? It's something we should do anyhow.
Even in architecture, all the time less is more, Le Corbusier, and then they forgot it, and then they remember.
Yeah.
Yesterday when we were in the talk, I was thinking, but the design and the lighting design is always about the people and the person. It's not only about the architecture and the space. When you think in the person, you think in everything, even the space, because the space is that person is going to habitat that space. And seamless integration. That, of course, came from technology. Because now we have fixtures really small.
Yes.
But if you go in the past years, you have the Mexican architect that decide to do holes and things, in the house to have seamless integration. So even when you have a big, lamp, you also can do that if you are creative.
Yeah, it's not size related.
Yes, it's not size related, but now it's good that everybody is doing it because that technology allow us to do it. So I'm happy. But yes, I think we these days have more tools to be creative, to be innovation, to be worried about our environment. So everything is about a balance.
The other question I have for you is about COVID. Obviously, we had a way of doing things before COVID, then we were seriously disrupted by it. And now we're entering the post-pandemic stage. And I've asked this question to many of the people that I've interviewed, how that has affected the way they do their work, the way maybe they deliver their projects. What does it mean for you? How do you look at it in the future?
Well, I'm not going to be stuck in my place anymore. That's what I'm saying, because the people that knows me knows that I like to travel a lot, because that freedom is the one that makes me design the way I design.
But I think you're also a people person, right?
Yes, a people person and a freedom person.
Yes.
Imagine being in my garden looking at 2 palms outside, and in Peru was tough because it was more time.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So, and for design also, the Zoom thing don't work. So, what I think is, okay, we change because we need to adapt. So some projects stopped and the other begin to realize, because everybody looked at their home and looked that the lighting was terrible. So they begin to do lighting.
Yeah.
They begin to ask for lighting in their homes. So okay, we move a bit in projects, home projects. But I think after COVID, that's why we are seeing that a lot of people is going out to all the fairs and to everything. That's why I think the fairs shouldn't stop because this idea of doing, networking. But by the other hand, I think it's really good having all this information, all these talks through Zoom because they're already recorded and you can review it. So there's a lot of material in the cloud that now is like books and millions of books. So that is important. So I think
you bring me just to my next question, which is the virtual light design community, because that's what we're also trying to do is create a knowledge sharing platform, a virtual one, that somebody can connect to, through the cloud, through the internet. So what's your thought? You know a bit about this now. What are your thoughts about VLDC?
Yeah, well, I think it's a great idea. I participate in a lot of talks during the pandemic because I think was really good to have this information and to share with other people. And now, for example, having all these talks that you can review, probably, you can't be 4 months, 5 months, locked in your house looking at Netflix. No matter how much you love, you need to begin to learn more things, and I think that helps a lot. Being in the dark room and different stuff during the pandemic helped me a lot.
Now, my final question to you is, what drives Claudia Paz? What gets you out of bed? What is your passion? What is it that you want to bring to this world as a lighting designer?
Well, I always say the same thing, but I think we need to leave a legacy. I think that you are going to be remembered by the things that you do, not the money that you have. You know what I mean? So I like to do talks, no matter if I'm scared to do it. I like to do these projects where I saw the kids smiling, and I need to bring to my community, to Peru and to all the world, how you can do the things with the heart, because you love it. And also, I don't know, teaching lighting in a way that they are more worried about the space and the people than the amount of fixtures that they put in the project. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
So I wake up really happy every day, knowing that what else I'm going to do, what my crazy ideas are going to take me,
I can feel the passion. Thanks for sharing,
Yeah,
Claudia.
thank you.